Blue Monster. In the race for more power, Aurora fired another salvo. Critics in the dedicated hobbyist market proclaimed Aurora Challenger motors weren't up to current performance standards. Aurora's answer? The Blue Monster. It was an attempt to free Aurora and K&B from dependence on Mabuchi. Brand later admitted, "We would probably have been better off to buy Mabuchi, but we were stubborn." The Blue Monster was another brand creation, the final evolutionary development of the pancake motor. In this incarnation, the motor's appearance was radically transformed. It was shaped like a conventional can motor with circular magnets like the Mabuchi's. But instead of being fitted into a can, the Blue Monster's magnets were bound together with two metal clips. In essence, the Blue Monster was a very hot 3-volt motor that could turn 50,000 RPMs. How would the hobby respond? Aurora manufactured the Blue Monster in West Hempstead. K&B received a more sedate 12-volt edition called Hellcat 1510. K&B marketers hyped the motor's introduction with a Blue Monster Bonanza in-store racing contest during the summer of 1966. Their Blue Monster 1895 ready-to-race car was advertised as one that would beat everything on wheels right out of the box. Winners would receive K&B Aurora Test Driver t-shirts and be sent advanced copies of new Aurora products. When the car arrived at retail, hobbyists were pleasantly surprised to find Aurora's Blue Monster car a realistic McLaren 1. It ran very well right out of the box, but was not a world beater. No matter how hard they tried, Aurora marketeers simply could not find the silver bullet for success in large-scale slot racing. The sure hit. K&B, on the other hand, introduced its star product of 1966, the Batmobile. 1878, automotive star of the popular ABC television series and a runaway best-selling static model kit and HO slot car for Aurora. K&B made it as ready-to-run 124 scale car with lots of special features, a vacuum-formed body on aluminum chassis with Cortina brake, Hellcat motor, red pinstriping, lots of chrome, and a blinking red light on top. At $14.95, it was K&B's most expensive car. Unfortunately, it did not sell. K&B President John Broadbeck admitted it was a poor racer, evidently not a major concern for K&B during the Batmobile's development. If the Batmobile had been a success, K&B was prepared to market the Green Hornet's Black Beauty, another TV-inspired product. Aurora's K&B manager, Shelley Ostro, obtained a license agreement from the 20th Century Fox, derived in part from the agreement that enabled Aurora to produce a Black Beauty model kit. In an odd historical footnote, Greenway Productions, producer of Green Hornet, used a Black Beauty scale model during special effects sequences that was a 21-inch Pinewood creation of Derek Brand, Andrew Yanchus, and Vic Kowalski. Aurora, it seems, was everywhere in the 1960s, even behind the scenes in Hollywood. The Pro Experience. Despite the serious efforts by Minra and Aurora to establish industry standards for hobbyist slot car racing, by 1966 there was still no agreement. Aurora's 1960s timeline shows repeated attempts to lead the discussion on standards, beginning with Minra, but the organization ultimately had proven unsuccessful in bringing local and regional organizations together. Aurora tried again with Pro Model Car Racing Professional Organization. West Hempstead distributed blazer patches, window stickers, and organization literature to raceway operators and hobby dealers to bring dealers together in a national organization. There was little response. Aurora made one last try at a national organization during the 1967 HIAA National Convention. HIAA designated Minra its national organization and set up a committee of industry leaders to lend support. But it was too late. Slot racing popularity was already sliding rapidly. When Aurora withdrew advertising from Minra's In the Groove in 1967, the organization folded. However noble the goal, serious slot car racing had proven too much in its rise and fall to support a national organization. Death of a craze. As fast as it had arisen, the slot car boom died. Its fattest character had been obvious from the start, and by 1967 the novelty had worn off. Kids tried slot cars and found them boring, too difficult to master, or too expensive. Death came quickly for the larger members of the slot car family. The first to go were manufacturers of large-scale slot cars and commercial slot car raceways. Interestingly, the HO segment of slot car manufacturer escaped an untimely death. It was less expensive, and the average kid could enjoy racing with friends at home. Public raceways by 1967 were sparsely populated by hardcore aficionados hanging on to the bitter end. Never did they represent volume purchasing for firms like Aurora or even K&B. Overnight, Aurora found itself stuck with a large, empty raceway in West Hempstead, Long Island. Silverstein declared it was a very expensive white elephant. Aurora put it on the market, but no buyer could be found. It was ultimately closed at an enormous loss. K&B, the Aurora subsidiary that managed to achieve moderate success in large scale, exited the slot car business in the summer of 1967. Actually, the collapse was never complete, and the commercial raceways never completely disappeared. From the heady days of 1966, when 5,000 tracks were operating, the number climbed to about 1,500 and stabilized. A cottage industry has continued to produce motors and accessories for die-hard, big-scale slot enthusiasts to this day. Major manufacturers, however, have never returned to the world of large-scale slot cars, and to the general public, the crash of slot cars is defined by the painful year of 1967. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. That ends Chapter 3. Next episode, we will begin Chapter 4, and it is titled Trials Amid Triumphs. Thank you.